Alright, here we are on 8th Street. And you have been on this street with me one time before, but we turned up here at this next turn. And this time, I'm going to go straight all the way into town. Anybody coming? Nobody coming? If I can hurry, I can get up here and catch this light with these other vehicles. This Trinity Methodist on the right, and the Heritage House on the left. Well, how about them apples? Oh well. I'll downshift just a little bit here. Yay, we have a light. Person up ahead was turning left. I gotta scoot. Okay, now we're headed into downtown Opelika. Not sure what's going up there. That was where the old Opelika, Auburn Opelika News was located. Opelika Auburn Daily News when we first moved here. Southern Electronics on the right. I'll turn here on North Railroad and bounce down the brick. This is Smith T Hardware and Building Supplies, Winston Smith T Company. And my friend Dozier Smith T is the owner. I guess Dozier's the grandson of the original Smith T. Now, they don't have to stop, so I best be careful and look. Pay attention. I can hear somebody back there. There he comes. Yeah, he ain't gonna wait. Heck no. Let's see. This is Niffers right there on the yellow, but I think it's closed now. I mean, no, just past there. They still have the original one open over in Auburn. I guess this one's one of the COVID victims. And up ahead is the old train station, the depot. Go across those tracks. Right here behind this is where the present-day Norfolk Southern, which runs left to right, crosses with the CSX, which is running the same way that we are. CSX goes on up to Atlanta, goes back toward Montgomery. Norfolk Southern goes down to Columbus, Georgia to the left, and up to Birmingham to the right. Unfortunately, you cannot see anything from here. And there's some businesses over there in that big warehouse freight building. I don't know for sure what all. I know there is a coffee roasting company over there and a audio-visual production company over there. Besides them, I don't know. That's 10th Street. going overhead. I really don't want to get my wheels flipped around by those tracks. And this is the original brick street out here. They preserved it. And people driving slowly on it in a car think it's pretty cool. Those of us riding on bicycles find it a little bit bumpy. There's the Irish Bread Pub. Hi. And a number of nice shops right along here. And there's a good coffee shop right there called on the tracks. At least it used to be there. Is it still there? Rock and roll pinball. Southern Crossing is a nice gift store. Mafia's, unfortunately, is another victim of COVID. It was a phenomenally good Italian restaurant. And now we're about to turn back onto 8th Street, the one we came in on originally. And this takes us right through the heart of downtown Opelika. Zazu on the left, a really good restaurant. Just past it, where that white vehicle is my hairdresser, where I get my hair dressed. Cafe 123, it's very good. And somebody behind me really wants to go. Alas, can't let them do it. On the right's Alabama Office Supply, and that used to be, a long time ago, was Hagedorn's department store. As in Mark Twain and Hagedorn's. Come on by, you can come on. Well, they're not back there anymore. All right, here's the Breezeway restaurant. And hey, Miss Breezeway.
Hey.
I'm good. She owns the restaurant with her husband. Nice folks. This is a square in front of the courthouse, a little park with a fountain and so forth. Where I spent a little time killing time the other day. In the Lee County Courthouse. I suppose you can see it. I don't know if you can see all of it, but you can see some of it. First Baptist Church on the left. Maybe. Kind of a nice view. The square is kind of nice. Right on the sidewalk a little bit more. Kind of cool. See if anybody's coming. No, they're not. And we're coming back again to 8th Street. Turn here at the bank. Oh, well, what used to be a bank, so now the church owns it. So they use it for an office, First Baptist. There's our Confederate monument behind that bus. And I don't know how much longer it'll be there. It's not anybody in particular. It's just a soldier. So I don't know if it'll survive or not. This is South 8th Street. A lot of these houses have been very nicely restored. And then the interesting thing is right here, Richard Patton has built some houses that are new, styled, like the houses that used to be here along this area. Can you see that? I hope so. He calls it South Side. They've sold all but this one on the left. It's just finished. It'll probably be sold pretty soon. They're really kind of neat. This is Geneva Street. Probably, maybe the oldest named street. Certainly one of them anyway, in town. And I still don't know for sure why it's called that, other than, you know, the apparently obvious thing that Geneva Street comes in right here at the church. And you'll see the statue I was talking about over there to the right. Nobody coming. Here to the left. It was erected by the Robert E. Lee chapter of the Daughters of the Confederacy. That has to be one of the early chapters. It'd be kind of like the Alpha chapter. When we first moved here, Jennifer was at some function and an older lady was talking to her, and she said, "Did you have any relatives in the war?" And by that, of course, she meant the Civil War. And Jennifer said, "Well, as a matter of fact, my grandfather was in the Civil War." "Oh, no, dear. You're far too young to have had a grandfather in the Civil War. My great-grandfather served in the Civil War, and I'm much older than you are." Wisely, Jennifer said, "Yes, ma'am." But her grandfather was in the Civil War. We're back on 8th Street, headed back the way opposite from the way we came. And the breezeway's there on the left. And here's that same red light that we had to stop for earlier. Tell you what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn right this time. Take you up by First Methodist Church. Methodist. The Methodist. This building looming before us is a newer addition. The original building is the second building, the one with the dome. And then on the right is the George Andrews Federal Building. Yeah. George W. Andrews Federal Building. City Hall, right there on the right. It's the highest spot in downtown. And originally, well, the high school was located there. And somewhere in the 50s, in the late 50s, I think it burned. It was quite an event. And here we're crossing the CSX tracks again. We've crossed them several times in this ride. That divides Opelika into north and south. Everything north of the railroad is north. And this is Red Clay Brewing Company, one of my favorite places. Everybody likes Red Clay Brewing. And then John Emerald Distilling Company, purveyors of fine whiskey. And oh, more of these brick streets. But up ahead is where we had originally turned and had gone down by Smith T. I'm going to turn here, but you can come on behind me. Southern Electronics there on the left. And the Resting Place Brewing Company right here. Yeah. Good cold beer. And then back to this OA News, the original OA News building, which has been empty for a long time, but it's being restored into something. Trinity Methodist Church on the left, 2nd Avenue, dead ahead. You know what, dadgummit, I need to cut over here. Well, somebody's in the lane now, good. I was thinking I was going to have to push the handbell here to get across. The Heritage House. I was trying to get up there in the street, but it sounded like that truck was coming over. Okay, now we're back on North 8th Street. A very nice street indeed, and these are lovely old homes. Now this is part of the Azalea Trail. In the spring it's super nice, and at Christmas this is kind of the headwaters of the Victorian Christmas tour. And what that boils down to is all the porches are decorated in Victorian themes with these life-sized I hesitate to call them dolls because they're almost life-size. They're probably 3/4 life-size. And it will be people dressed in Victorian garb. And it'll be Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus and children and angels and residents and so forth. And there will be carolers. The streets are blocked off and people walk along here. And there will be carolers singing at different spots. My friend Lou Scharf has become a regular here now for the last 5 or 6 years. He plays non-stop at one of the houses right along here. I can't remember, but they have a decent piano. Well, I was trying to slow down and let you by, but I guess you're just not going to do it. And so we'll just continue on down North 8th Street. They're still coming. Oh well, my old friend Don Loden lived back there. We just passed it. Miss him. And this is, I think I'm on North 8th Avenue. Well, 8th Avenue North, I guess it's called. There is no South 8th Avenue there. I think when my bike fell yesterday at the grocery store, it wanked something loose in the mirror. It doesn't want to seem to hold. This on the right is a Moore Field. It was the high school stadium back in its heyday, and we missed the train. And our boys played Little League ball here forever and a day. Nowadays, I don't think they play Little League ball here. They just play football and soccer. Let me show you how you can ride on grass with this bike. Just absolutely no problemo. Except for the curbs. So, anyhow, more field. And it was associated with Cliff High School, which was really right here behind me. And right here on the left is the old National Guard Armory. And it was the scene of a terrible, terrible tragedy. Dallas B. Smith building. I'm not sure if it's still used for National Guard functions anymore. In about 1948, there were some men, some of the soldiers were down in the basement and they were cleaning their weapons, and they were using gasoline. Because what it was, they had received a shipment of new rifles, and they were wooden crates, and they were packed with cosmoline, and cosmoline is sort of like Vaseline, only a lot stiffer and much stickier. And by far the easiest way to get it off is to use gasoline, but that's also very dangerous, and they were warned against it. But they were young men, and you know what young men are prone to do. And consequently, there were several of them down there in the basement, and the fumes had built up, and suddenly there was ignition and massive fire, and I'm not sure how many died, but there were several. And it was a monumental tragedy for this town. That's the monkey park we just passed, and this is a covered bridge from over in the eastern part of the county. I think I may have already told you this. I think we've been this way. Yeah, we came through here the other day. So I guess you know where you are now, and I guess I'll let that conclude the tour. Just up ahead is Rocky Brook, and I'll have about 6 miles in at the end of this ride, and I'll just have to be satisfied with that. I didn't get to ride this morning for various reasons, but that's all right. So, nice having you along. Talk to you later. Bye.